Attorney David L. Carrier is joining us on the show on this Friday. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yes. Oh, now, I understand that you needed an April Fool for April Fool's Day. Is that really why?
Well, okay,
that's
you're
what
on
Davis
to us.
was saying.
You're on to us.
Yeah,
Leave it to Davis,
figures,
of course.
yeah.
So we have a couple new laws that we want to talk about today. And the first one, I'm going to try to say, fiduciary access to digital assets.
Bingo.
I can't say amphibians, but I can say that. And then the other one involves funeral arrangements. But let's start with the first one before we get to the latter.
Yeah, nowadays, a lot of folks, we don't say they actually live online, but a lot of the stuff that people have, whether it's your Pinterest account, your Yahoo, your Facebook, all those things that people do, there's real value in that. And a lot of people have these eBay stores and all the rest, but it's not a brick and mortar thing. It's out there in the cloud somewhere in the interwebs or whatever the heck it is. And but those are assets with real value. And the question is, how do we deal with those? And so far, we've been sort of limping along, patchworking it. Well, there's a national organization that puts together rules. It's a do-gooder type lawyers, right, doing good, right?
Sure.
And so we just had 11 states, Michigan is one of them, that enacted the
fiduciary access to digital assets.
Right, exactly right.
Close enough.
And now we have the rules for how we deal with your Pinterest account and all these cyber accounts. It's sort of it's kind of interesting because what they did was they took sort of a mix between, is it a financial asset, is it furniture, right? And so the basic idea is these assets are like furniture. So your trustee, your personal representative, those sorts of folks are going to have control. Your agent under your power of attorney will have control over your digital assets. Now, it's a good idea to specify that.
Sure.
It's a new thing now that we're going to be adding to our powers of attorney. But basically, it's treated like furniture unless you go online, like with Facebook. You can say who gets your stuff, who gets control of your Facebook account.
Right.
Right on Facebook.
Yes, that's one of the settings.
Right. So if you do that, that will override anything else that you said.
Okay.
Okay. Now, one of the things we're a big fan of is everything goes into one place, everything comes out of one place. So our advice is make your trust the beneficiary of that account, right? And then that way, the one person that you chose to manage your other assets will also have control over your digital assets. And then the importance of that is now you know what's going on.
Right.
People are not locked out.
Sure.
The stuff doesn't just disappear. My wife was joking that pretty soon there are going to be more dead people with Facebook accounts than live people. And then what are we going to do?
Way, yeah.
Well,
does.
if nobody's in control of those,
right,
what happens? Those abandoned accounts. What are we going to do? So now we have a very good way of handling that, and we know what the rules are. See, it's very difficult as a lawyer to advise people if you don't know what the rules are.
Right.
Now we know what the rules are, and it's a big step forward. Like I say, we're one of maybe 20% of states that have really gone through the process, thought it through. It doesn't take effect till next month, till June 27th.
Okay.
90 days after it was signed by the governor, but. It's one of those. It's Michigan on the forefront of the digital revolution. So if you have these accounts, right, we can be thoughtful about them now. Maybe you leave one account to one person, something else to someone else, but it also includes your emails. So word to the wise, delete.
I have like literally 27,000 in my Hotmail account.
Yeah.
I need to go in there and do some cleaning up. All right, the next one deals with funerals.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing that, what is your body is, you're dead now, okay? Your body is still there, all right? You would think you'd be able to control what happens to your body. I mean, that's kind of intimate property, right?
Sure.
And the fact of the matter is you've never been able to control that until now. It used to be that it was the next of kin. Now, there was kind of a fight between the lawyers and the funeral directors 10, 15 years ago because we rewrote the Estate and Protected Individual Code, right? And the lawyers said, hey, now you can name somebody to decide what happens with your funeral arrangements. Well, mortuary law said, no, it's next of kin. Well, the funeral directors who've been operating under mortuary law forever can say, we're not paying any attention to you guys. We're still doing the old next of kin thing. So you had a conflict between two statutes. Now, they've overridden that. So eventually they repealed these provisions in State Protected Individual Code, the EPIC, and now we've got the idea of the funeral representative. And the funeral representative is someone that you can name to make those funeral arrangements for you, not necessarily next of kin. Now, here's how this really helps. Believe it or not, there are people who are not married and living together.
Right.
Yes, they're not married and living together. And sometimes they're younger people, but we get more and more older folks because of pension, because of Social Security, whatever. They are living together. They may have gone through a ceremony, but legally they're not married, okay? And sometimes, you're not going to believe this either, but sometimes that annoys the children. And maybe they want to be married next to the second partner, right? But it's not the second partner who survives who gets to decide that. It's the kids who are annoyed that mom met Harry at the bingo, okay? And now they're going to bury him here, there, wherever, right? But now you get to say. Now it's your choice. You get to say, no, I don't want you next to my kids deciding. I'd rather have Harry decide. You see, your partner. The other thing it does is it can help a lot, because if you've got 3 kids, if you've got 2 kids, one says cremation, the other one says burial in the mahogany casket at the family, cemetery, whatever. Who wins? Well, now you've got a battle. Now you've got a fight going on. Whereas now, under the funeral representative law, we don't have a question about that.
Good to know.
See, now some people this is the thing. Some people think that, you know, all this elder law and stuff, nothing ever happens. Look at this. I mean, this is exciting stuff. Well,
fiduciary.
It's exciting for me.
Everybody together. Fiduciary access to digital assets.
Fiduciary access to,
that's a tough word. Okay. Well, anyway, your upcoming workshops, real quick.
We're doing. We've been very blessed now. We have 4 offices, Muskegon, Holland, Kalamazoo, also still in Grand Rapids. And with the Life Plan workshops, these are the workshops we do every single week in Grand Rapids. But then we take 2 other locations, whether it's Kalamazoo or Holland or Muskegon. So we're doing 3 workshops a week now. Have very, very strong response. Just love being in Kalamazoo. It's Portage, okay? It's
Southwest.
Southwest, there you go. Lake Shore, you know.
Absolutely. All right, go ahead and reach out to them. Their office is located here, of course, in Grand Rapids, and all over now, but on Beltline here in Grand Rapids. The number is 616-463-2843. And then go to davidcarrierlaw.com for all the details.
And gosh, is it exciting?
It is exciting. I'm going to share my new words I learned today with everybody. No, it was great. I understood everything you said today. I understood.